Welcome to Caching Waves. This is your Elliott Wave update for Bitcoin. I needed to discuss a couple things with you today, and I'm going to be tightening all my stops really tight on my live trades I have going on, which are right here. So I'm going to update those videos. They'll be pretty quick, but I'm just tightening up stops because there's too much options that can happen in this area. And we had quite a sell-off the last day, so I want to discuss those options. Now on linear, we just came up shy of the 618 on Bitstamp, so this would be an area we would expect a pivot, at least a larger correction. And you can see on the daily we now have 3 divergences, which is a little bit worrisome, and it indicates we need at least a larger correction, if not here soon, unless we have a lot of volume come in and it resets itself. So currently on my count here where we have a WXY, our top hit pretty much target, and we have a clean 5 waves up again, which is a little bit worrisome. Now this can be counted a few different ways. The W wave could actually be up here and we get a X wave down, Y wave up. But the only difference is how far we would retrace. I still expect us to retrace to the top level using this previous resistance as support down in this area if we get this wave play out. And on our impulse, again, we've topped in a 3rd wave. So in the impulse scenario where we have a 1-2-1-2, which I think is the least probable, if we don't get extensions in all those altcoins, like I've proposed as an option, I expect this to at least come down to around 36 to 39,720, right between that 382 and the 236 you see in blue there. And that would be a 4th wave in our 3rd in green, you can see. So this one is an option, and the fibs line up on linear. You can see we came to the 1.618. We even got extended here for our 3rd wave up on linear past the 200. And on log scale, we haven't reached the 1.618 yet, which would be up around here for our 3rd. So how do we navigate this, right? Both scenarios seem to at least need to come down a little bit more. In our 4th wave, a little bit less, but in our B wave, down to around 30K. So navigating this one is going to be difficult. We'll go down to the micro, but my worry is if this collapses over the next couple days, it's going to take everything with it. Keep that in mind. So we were tracking this as an ending diagonal. If you took the trade long, you should have hit target. If you watch my previous video, I kind of neglected that option at the moment last video because of this wave here. I didn't like how short this wave 2 was, but it looks like it most likely was a expanded ending diagonal. It's not pretty, but it's there. ABCs to the upside. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's worrisome here, and why I think we need further downside, is the fact that we broke the 618 on this wave, which is where we switch our probabilities more to the opposite side of the trend. So it doesn't mean we can't recover here. I mean, this, rather than being a 5-wave move, it can also be counted as a running flat where we just got more complex, WXY, as you can see. I put up the area where we would expect that to be, which is between the 1.236 and 1.618 extension. That's where we did hit. But unless we sell off, we recover pretty quickly, it's looking like we actually topped. You saw the double divergence there on that last move to the upside. So unless this gets a lot of volume coming into the upside, I mean, as soon as we drop below this level of this fourth wave I have labeled, it's getting way more likely we need that bigger correction. So the question is, how do we navigate this, right? As of right now, all I see is a three wave. So that could be an ABC, and we make our move to the upside here, make a flat, and then come back down. And that's either that fourth wave we showed in blue, and we extend to the upside to complete that third in the bullish scenario, or this is a 1, 2, 3, working on our fourth, looking for a fifth wave down, and that would be our completed A wave. Again, we'd come up and make our C wave to the downside. So where it's going to be difficult is if we just say double bottom here in that 5 waves, well, then you have a flat pattern in this scenario here where we can push to the upside. But I'm really leaning bearish at this moment. I wanted to see us hold support above the 618 retracement of this wave here to get any sort of extensions. So I am switching my probabilities on most of the altcoins that we're not getting extended fifths. So I'm going to really tighten up my stops today. I want to leave them open because that would be very disappointing if I was wrong and they just took off. So it's worth keeping them open. But I'm going to tighten them up pretty hard. And if we get a nice ABC to the upside, I might hedge the other way just to be safe. And I'll explain all that in the videos today. So if this is a third wave to the downside, we're going to be doing a lot of chart watching this weekend for the most part. There's our 3. We'd expect between the 382 and the 50, 4 and our 5 to the downside. And again, that can be a completion of something if this is a flat. So that can be the end of something, but you'd want to see a lot of volume coming in and recovering quickly. And the short setup would be up in this area at the 618 of that wave. Same goes if we just come up from here, because this is an A wave and a flat to the downside, if you're reading it that way. And we'd pull our fibs from the top and the bottom, look for that 70%, 46, 5, 6, 7 to be an ABC as a flat. And then we look for 5 waves down to the downside. So that's an option to hedge, depending how this wave looks. It doesn't look very impulsive at the moment. It can change, but it looks, it's struggling at the moment, as you can see. So that's what we're looking for on Bitcoin. I want to see more waves here. And if this move does happen, it could stop out all my altcoin trades you see here, because it will drag it down with it. So that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin today. Not looking for a long at the moment. Just sideline, I'm going to be watching this pretty closely. But my primary is that we're getting this B wave. That's my primary. So I want to try and get into this short if the waves fill out as expected. because this could be, if we get in this area, you know, we're looking at a pretty significant drop, and we could be there till, say, mid-April. All right, guys, so that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to see my other videos.